Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. Industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. And by Billy Bars, we're the truck people.
At Rockauto.com, you can get all the parts your car will ever need at reliably low prices, and you can choose whatever brand you'd like as you look at the list of parts. So when you're looking at catalytic converters, you want to look for FVP. We'll talk about the specifics in a minute, Craig. First of all, the basics. What is a catalytic converter? What does it do?
Yeah, a catalytic converter is put on your vehicle to take the really bad gases from the engine and make them better gases, if you will, for the environment.
So through the years, this has really cleaned up the environment, so this
Absolutely.
is super important. Why do I want to choose a cat from FVP?
Well, I think one of the most important things right off the bat is to make sure you're getting the right part. And all FVP converters are application-specific part numbers. So when you order that unit, you know that it will fit your car.
And you know it's going to fit your vehicle because of the extras you've included as well.
Yes, it comes with, all our converters come with all the gaskets and hardware kits necessary for installation.
And no one else does that.
No one else does that.
Excellent. So how do I know I'm getting a quality part from FVP?
Well, first of all is the construction. They come with all stainless steel bodies or shells, piping, and in this case, flex.
How does that compare with the OEM parts?
It's identical to OEM.
And how do I know something from FVP catalytic converter is going to perform?
Well, the main thing is our substrates are coated with a patented process called meso-bondex, and that creates additional storage space for the precious metals and oxygen storage.
And of course, the texture inside is different than what you might find in some other cats?
Yes. What it does, it actually puts little bumps, if you will, inside those channels, and those channels with those bumps create extra space or surface space for the air to go through.
And there's some turbulence there, and that cleans up the
Absolutely.
particulate matter out of the exhaust as it goes
Yes.
out, making it cleaner. And you back these up too. You make
Yes.
a quality part, but you stand behind it as well.
Yeah, the FVP catalytic converters come with a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty, which is double what EPA requires on any aftermarket converter.
You're getting the highest quality from FVP. You can find them at rockauto.com, along with all the parts your car will ever need.
Diesel and water just don't mix. A clean running diesel is a happy diesel. Welcome to this AMSOIL tech tip on diesels and diesel fuel. Let's take a look at a diesel system and see how it works. So right here we actually have the fuel tank down here. Now in our fuel tank you have a fuel pump. So think about that. Once again, we're submerging it down in there. So we're going to have some issues with the fuel that we're going to have to address. Then we come up through here. We're coming through a water separator. Now we'll take a look at that in a minute, but that's critical because we have to separate that water from that diesel fuel or we're going to have issues on the other side. Then we come up here to the high pressure fuel pump, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 PSI. That's where we got our high pressure coming over to a common rail, and then we're going into the injector and injecting it directly into the cylinder into a harsh climate with a lot of temperature with a small pintle. Woo, that's a lot going on there, Len. Now I'm talking about this water separator. All the diesels have it. Boy, they really like clean fuel, don't they?
They do, and you need to take care of that fuel. You need to treat the fuel depending on where you're at in the country, depending on what type of diesel you have, you need to treat it.
Len, there's different climates and different additives that go in the package because I'm in Florida. I got a lot of moisture, microbes, things going on in the diesel fuel that you may not have up there shoveling snow.
That's correct. All of our additives are biodiesel friendly, so the microbial protection is there regardless. Yourself, you might default to maybe just an injector clean, maybe some cetane boost, get a little more bang for your buck out of the fuel. Versus myself, I'm in northern Minnesota. I might want to use our cold flow improver, which will keep that fuel from gelling up. It drops that cold filter plug point down and really takes care of those cold temperature problems that I see that you may not.
And it's a complete system. So, I mean, we're addressing the injectors, fuel, and everything with these products, right?
That's correct. You're taking it from the system-wide, from the tank, as you described earlier, all the way to where it's pushed into the motor.
Well, there you have it. So go to their website at amsoil.com, pick you up these products and so many other phenomenal products.
We have a brand new feature for you, and we think you're going to love it. It's called the Motorhead of the Week. And each week we're going to tell you about a viewer who personifies the word Motorhead. And there's nobody more fitting than a friend of the show. His name is Randy Lewis out of Bristol, Tennessee. His friends simply call him Crusher. Now, Crusher is the owner and the builder of this 1967 Camaro, and I tell you, this guy was destined to be a motorhead from day one. In fact, he says his mother even went into labor with him when she was at the drag strip. Needless to say, he grew up in a family of racers. Crusher won his first race in this very car when he was in high school, and that was the first in a long line of race cars he's piloted. He even got his top alcohol funny car license in 1995, and yes, he's been over 200 miles an hour in the quarter mile. Crusher knows his stuff under the hood too, working as a crewman or a car chief with several different teams and racers, including Randy Moore's Pro Mod. He lives in the shadow of Bristol Motor Speedway, and he's been hosting campers on his property for almost 2 decades. And it doesn't matter what kind of racing, Crusher lives and breathes it, and that is why he is our first ever Motorhead of the Week. Now, if you or someone you know should be Motorhead of the Week, click the link on our website, motorheadgarage.tv, and tell us why. Well, there is the checkered flag. That means we are out of time for this episode. We're going to do it again next week. We hope you join us then. Until next week, so long from our entire crew. See ya.